Ja, dass das Leben neu begonnen hat. Wo ich fast dran glaubte, es geht nichts mehr. Geht wieder wunderbar wie neu.
Seitdem ich das nehme, ich habe überhaupt keine Schmerzen mehr. Also es ist wunderbar, ich fühle mich fast wie ein junges Mädchen, kann man sagen.
Also ich kann mich viel mehr konzentrieren, ich kann mir einige Sachen viel besser merken und ich bin einfach auch aufnahmefähiger.
Ich nehme seit circa einem Jahr Moringa und habe Erfahrung dahingehend gemacht, dass mein Blutdruck sich reguliert hat. Ich hatte auf meinem Kopf kahle Stellen, die langsam wieder zuwachsen. Dann hatte ich hier sehr viel Sonnenflecken, die ich mit Moringaöl auch in den Griff bekommen habe und habe sogar abgenommen, ohne eine Diät zu nehmen.
Ja, die Regulation des Blutdrucks durch Moringa kann sich so erklären, dass durch die Inhaltsstoffe Polyphenole, Flavonoide, Antioxidantien die interne Regulation der Gefäße wieder in Ordnung kommt und gleichzeitig auch die Ablagerung, die Plaques in den Gefäßen, die Verkalkung in den Gefäßen abgebaut wird und die Gefäße dadurch wieder durchgängiger werden. Und das ist so ein Effekt, der im Lauf von einigen Monaten eintreten kann und was man mit herkömmlichen Methoden der Schulmedizin überhaupt nicht erreichen kann und sich überhaupt nicht vorstellen kann. Aber in anderen Medizinformen wie Ayurveda-Medizin, das schon auch bekannt ist, dass das möglich ist.
Moringa is one of these trees that is a multi-purpose plant that fulfills such a high percentage of kind of basic needs that when people get used to using it, they really can't see what it's like to live without it.
Despite the tree's sometimes scraggly appearance,
I don't think they're actually the most attractive tree. They're more a tree that you look at and you sort of love the way you love a scruffy friend or a scruffy dog. Because the branches sort of splay here and there and they get burdened down with huge quantities of fruits on them. And that's actually what makes the tree so remarkable, is that it's such a generous tree.
and that's because people have found multiple uses for so much of the tree, including its seeds.
They're full of oil. You press the seeds, and then this wonderful aromatic oil comes oozing out, which you can use for cooking, you can use for cosmetics or lubrication or whatever. And the cake, the press cake, the stuff that's left over after pressing the seed, that is what's used for water purification.
Water purification, Olson says, is especially useful in developing countries where clean water is hard to come by. But the benefits don't stop there.
Some of the things I think are most exciting about Moringa is, for example, the high vitamin content. There's a lot of vitamin A in the leaves. And worldwide, that's a problem. A lot of people have problems in development of their eyes because they don't have enough vitamin A.
Moringa's vitamin A content, and its content of vitamins in general, has caught the attention of scientists around the world.
So I started to read about Moringa and I was absolutely amazed about the richness in nutrients, in many antioxidant compounds, in vitamins.
Dr. Monica Marcoux is a pharmacologist who has studied many plants. She has done extensive research on Moringa and says it has significant nutritional potency.
We are having an epidemic of cancer and cardiovascular diseases and many other chronic diseases. It's because we basically do not eat what we are supposed to eat. Most of the plants are famous for a particular type of nutrient, like for instance the orange or the lemon is famous for a high content of vitamin C. The spinach, for instance, on the other hand, is famous for its iron content. Moringa is very unusual because this single plant contains a wide variety of nutrients, but also in quite very high amounts.
Marcoux says this concentration of nutrients combined with low calories and low sodium content makes moringa an ideal energy food or supplement that can help offset the typically unhealthy Western diet.
Many of the Westerners are also deficient in antioxidant and anti-aging substances that are mostly found in plants.
Antioxidants, according to the National Institutes of Health, protect the body's cells and may prevent cancer. And Marcoux says moringa is a treasure trove of antioxidants that happen to work hand in hand.
Antioxidant substances and antioxidant vitamins work together in the body. For instance, it's known that selenium works better in the presence of vitamin E. Moringa has high amounts of selenium and has also vitamin E.
While many plants contain antioxidants, Dr. McClatchy says that moringa is also high in the nutrients we usually associate with meat.
Moringa is well known for being a good source of leafy green vegetable protein. And you don't get a lot of protein out of many vegetable foods other than like beans and things like that. So getting it out of the leaves is really a big deal.
And while there are a few other plants like soy that are protein rich, Olson says moringa is special.
I have a lot of food allergies. I'm allergic to wheat, I'm allergic to eggs. Soy tends to be a fairly highly allergenic food. It causes allergies easily in many people. We think that this is because of the form that some of the proteins are in soy. They're apparently in a form that's very simple and fairly easy for the body to assimilate in moringa.
According to the United States Department of Agriculture, moringa contains 18 of the 20 amino acids, building blocks of proteins that are found in the human body. And, says Marcoux, moringa is one of the few plants that contains all of the essential amino acids.
Moringa contains all the 9 essential amino acids that actually we cannot produce. Their presence, but also their ratio, is very beneficial, and it is estimated that this ratio is very good for absorption and for being bioavailable to our bodies.
Further research is needed to establish the bioavailability of all of moringa's nutrients. But in some places, scientific studies may be too long a pursuit and take a back seat to a harsh reality.
In most of sub-Saharan Africa, any baby has a 20% chance of dying before he reaches the age of 5. In some countries, up to 40%. And even those who survive past the age of 5, up to half or more will suffer from malnourished physical and mental development.
These are lesions caused by malnutrition around the neck and around the waist. They are dry now, but will become permanent scars.
As the former regional representative for Church World Service in Senegal for 16 years, it was Lowell Fugley's mission to help local clinics develop ways to save children at risk to malnutrition.
Having been born myself into a middle-class American family, I thought it was just by chance that I was born in these conditions and not in the condition of a poor African family in the bush of Africa and living a malnourished life. And so I have a certain obligation to share what I received.
In his quest to combat malnutrition, Fugley came across moringa in the late 1990s.
It contains more vitamins and minerals in various combinations than you find in any other possible vegetable. And I thought to myself, if this source of nutrition could be made available at the village level, then this could be a very effective tool in preventing malnutrition.
What Fugley says he didn't know at the time was that the Senegalese people were already familiar with moringa.
It was only through a Peace Corps volunteer working in forestry who told me that, oh, moringa is already growing in Senegal.
Not only was it growing, the people had been using it for generations, only they didn't refer to it as moringa. They called it nebedai, which Fugley suspects comes from the English words never die, after the tree's resilience.
I ask any Senegalese, do you know the nebedai tree? Oh, yes, my mother makes a sauce from the leaves of this tree. We call it mboum. Every Senegalese knew this tree.
The problem, says Fugley, was that it was prepared and used in ways that diminish moringa's nutritive contents.
They boil the leaves too long, they throw out the water, that is boiled in and where many of the vitamins are located. And so they lose a lot of the benefits that the leaves could provide.
So Fugly went to work, both planting moringa trees and, more importantly, educating healthcare workers on how moringa can help stave off malnutrition. Nursing mothers were taught to add a spoonful of moringa to their food morning, day, and night to increase their milk production. They were also told to add moringa to all of their family's meals.
When we introduced this tree in Senegal, or uses of the tree and different ways of using it, the reactions of the people there was that, well, this is our tree. You know, you're just adding on what we know already.
As people changed their habits, Fugly says the results were clear, especially among children.
They'll look happier, they'll have more energy, they'll smile. When they came to the clinic, limp, eyes drooping, no energy, and within 3 weeks, you see them bigger, healthier, and smiling.
Of these kinds of plants.
I've been in villages where the only trees that survive and grow well are Moringa oleifera, which is really amazing when you consider how many useful things the tree provides.
Moringa it comes very close to being a perfect source of nutrients in terms of variety and concentration. So that is, I think, very unique about this Moringa tree.